Sakara is a very technical boxer, fast, really good combination, with feet and hands. He's a legit BJJ black belt too, and he's going to war. 90% of his fight in the UFC won or he lost in the first round. So I'm expecting the war right away. My conditioning, because I want to push the pace for until the first second, since the first second of the fight until the end, and that's what I want. And I had a full training camp for this fight. I'm ready to go. I went to New York, trained with a good training partner over there, and it's a good stylistically, it's a good matchup for me.
How was training in New York?
It was good. I went there, trained with Matt Serra. He's a good friend of mine. Trained with Costa Filippo and Bitzel, Chris Wyman, Ray Longo. So I did a lot of sparring with Costa Filippo. That he's a monster, man. Yeah. He's a powerful 185 boxer. He hits very hard, but I took everything he gave me, and I'm sure that Sakara is not powerful like him, and I'm ready to go.
Are you expecting to stand and bang with Sakara?
Oh, that's my plan. Everybody know my style, and I already said that I ain't scared of anybody on my feet at 185 pounds. I think I proved that in the past. And I exchanged with Drew McFedries that at this time was the most powerful guy at 185. I knocked him out. I exchanged with Anderson Silva that he's like a ninja, but I was still there. Same thing with Cung Lee. In my feet, nobody hurt me. During my career, I've never been rocked, never been knocked down in my life. I'm very confident about my skills on my feet. I still training, I train a lot my jiu-jitsu, my wrestling to improve my all-around game. But for me, to stay on my feet and bang, that's my style. I've been on top. I fought for the UFC titles and against Anderson Silva, and that's like playing for the Stanley Cup in NHL. You can go higher than that. And I almost reached my dream is to be the world champion. And everybody know that I wasn't supposed to be there. When I start that. But I'm not a technical fighter, but I have a big heart, a good head, and I have a good chin. So I'm going there, and I don't care who's in front of me. I'm going there, and I'm going there to win the fight. And that's why I had a title fight, because they knew that I would be able to give a good fight to Silva. Unfortunately, bad luck happened at bad time. But every time I'm going in the octagon, it's to give it the best. I'm 32 years old. I feel younger than that. But I'm going to take one fight at a time. I already made this mistake in the past, that taking a bit too far. And especially against Cung Lee, I had already my speech to say to Joe Rogan after the fight. So that's a big mistake, and I'm not going to do that with Sakara. He's 2 losses in a row, so he's gonna come very hungry. He want to win, he want to stay in the UFC. So I have to be well prepared for this fight only. My goal is to get back on a winning streak and having another title fight. It's not about like Charles Hunt and Anderson Silva, like trash talk between those guys. For me, Anderson Silva for me is the best fighter in the world, pound for pound, in the history of the UFC. For me, in my head, it's like that. And it's not because I fought him, I really believe that. And for me, my goal, it's not to have another fight with him. It's not like have unfinished business with Anderson Silva. It's not like that. For me, it's to have another title fight. That's my dream right now. That's my main goal.